Guys, welcome back. Today is another day, of course, it's like every other day, but I want to bring you up to speed before we get started on today's project. It's been, this morning has basically just been all business stuff, phone calls, emails, all that jazz, big stuff in the works. We'll see if any of it comes true. If it does, I'll let you know all about it, of course, but let's turn you around and show you what we've done up here. So there were a few things I wanted to fix. One of them was I wanted to do a dedicated vent for the actual bathroom fan and then a dedicated vent for the dryer from upstairs. Now, we did this because it's up to code, of course, and then also we eliminated the T, that way we can clean everything out in here with lint buildup and all that stuff. So we got two 4-inch sacks going out the side, which is really nice, and we got everything strapped. It's not anchored to the strap yet, but it is keeping it up there, and everything is taped, nice joints. Then we got the lights up yonder, and then we had to move the light switch from here, where it was originally, into this wall because it needs to be 3 feet away from, at least 3 feet, according to my knowledge, of the bathtub. So you can't be standing in the bathtub and touching the light switch. That would not be good. So it's over there. So now you're gonna fall in the tub before you touch it. So the problem with this is that we can't swing the door in like we wanted to because it'll cover the light switch. And we don't want to put the light switch too far in the room because you can't find it when you're in the dark and you're like, well, there should be a light switch here somewhere, but it's actually way yonder over here. And so the door is actually going to swing this way. There's advantages and disadvantages to that. The advantage is that when you open the door, if someone's in the shower, it's going to give you privacy all the way open and closed, but it's not super important. I'd rather it swing this way to give us clearance than the disadvantages is it swings into the tub. So not cool. And then we got a header put up there, and we've got our door being prepped over here. We're just using this door from here or here. I can't remember which one it was, but there used to be doors there. So we clean that up and we're gonna put that in here. But today, I'm not gonna be doing anything down here. It's all cleaned out, ready for drywall. That is coming next. We'll get some green board probably for the walls and get it all put together. But since I'm on Copper watching duty, which is my puppy, if you don't know his name, I'm going to be working upstairs and playing with him while I work. And we're going to do some drywall mudding and some sanding and texturing, hopefully. So let's get to that, and we'll see what other mischief we can get into while we're up there. Okay, here's the wall that we've been working on. You can see that we've textured the top there and done a coat on top of the metal corners that we installed in the YouTube short video. So this is that corner we're working on. And then we got to do the inside corner here. Hasn't been taped yet, just that seam from top to bottom has been taped there. And then we need to tape this seam here. So let's go ahead and do that and get this all mudded. Okay, so an actual drywaller would use mud, this dry mud, and then mix it. It would dry much faster because they can use like a 1 hour mud or 2, even 4 hour mud, whatever, 30-minute mud if they want to dry real fast. But I have some leftover of this pre-mixed mud from a customer's job I was working on. So I'm gonna thin that down before I use it. It's a little thick to make sure there's no dry clumps in it. And then we can use it for that wall. And then also I've got some extra tape from the last customer's job. And then these are just little pieces left over. And I'll use my bucket and my trowel and we'll get her done. So with no further ado, let's just jump into a time lapse and get that finished. So let's go over a few things that I've done real quick. That way you can understand my thought pattern when it comes to some of these things. So there's a mistake I've purposely done on this wall, and a drywaller would point it out probably if they were to see me do it, but they probably point out a bunch of stuff, but that's okay. That's what the comments are for, right? So up on the ceiling here, the proper way to do it would be to sand the ceiling, do a corner mud joint where you use paper. The point of paper, here, let me show you here, is that when your joint expands or contracts, it won't crack. So there's a joint coming all the way down here because this is where the old corner of the wall used to be. And so I put mud on both sides, and you put your tape across the middle. That way when the joint expands or contracts, it won't have a crack later on. So that's what that's for. So you can take this and fold it and put it up in that corner up there. But then I'd have to retexture the ceiling. I'm afraid it won't match. So the biggest risk I have here is that I'm going to have a crack one day right across the ceiling, which in my opinion is fixable with paint and some caulking, because caulking is expandable. So I am willing to make that risk, and it's my house, so I'll do what I want. So anywho, I'm gonna do a 1-minute video on how to do a corner joint right there, and I'll throw that in now, and then we'll continue on. Have you ever wondered how to do the inside corner on drywall? Well, this is how I do it. That's how it looked before, and this is how it's supposed to look after. So you can start out by digging out some mud from your bucket, put it in your trowel pan and trowel, and then you can take it and put it on the corner here. So you can put it on both sides. Just slop it on there first and then smooth it out, and then slop it on there first and then smooth it out. And then once you get that done, you can take and smooth out both sides, take your tape, start at the ceiling if you can reach it, and push it all down to the ground and scare your puppy. And then rip it and then fold it over like so. It's greased all the way down so you can fold it and stick it in that corner with your hands first. Making sure it's nice and touching. Then you can use your beautiful trowel there and smooth it out, making sure it's contacting everywhere possible and no bubbles, and it will look nice and smooth in the end, and you'll be happy. So that's how I do it. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'm a building investor. Don't forget to subscribe for more and watch the full-length video coming out soon. So now that you know how to do a corner in less than a minute, I'll show you how to clean a pan. Exciting stuff. So I just got my knife here, my trowel. It's simple. I like it because it's pretty nice. I like it. It's made by Wallboard Tools, W-A-L Tools. You can't probably see it very well, but I like it because there's no seams, and so the mud can't get stuck in anywhere. And so I can take it over here to my sink, turn on some warm water, and I can just take a paintbrush and just use it to kind of clean it off. You can use your hand, you can use a hose, but this is usually how I do it. So there's no real true way to do it. This is the way I do it. Some people use like a car wash brush and they just do it every so once in a while when they're doing drywall. But this is quick, easy, somewhat clean, and then you just rinse your brush out when you're done, but pretty clean, pretty quick. Do the same thing with the pan, and you're good to go. On to your next job. And our next and last job of the day is to sand this laundry closet right here. So anyways, we've already got it mudded, whoops, and in the corner and everything, and now we just have to knock down the little ridges that are left over from mudding, and then any of the imperfections between where it transitions from the flat. And then once we get it all sanded, then we can texture it. We'll probably texture this and this all at the same time, but that's already ready to be sanded. So let's do that. Let's set you up and let's get that knocked out quick. And with that, we are gonna call it a night. Check out that closet, nice and sharp and flat. If we're going for flat walls, it'd be all done, ready to paint. But we still have to kind of work on that box to get it to seal correctly and properly. It's just a little bit tweaked because of the pipe being glued a little bit crooked. We got the electrical there for the dryer and washer hook up there, so I forgot to swallow. And then the dryer vent down there, and packed all these little holes where the shelves used to be. So now that I'm all covered in dust and got the homeless look going on, and my house is a mess, my wife's gonna be super happy when she gets home from work that there's little mud spots everywhere on the floor. It's just as simple as wiping it up with a rag, so it's not a big deal, but it's always fun when she cleans the day before and then I work and she's like, come on, like I just cleaned it. I understand, I would be aggravated too. But anyways, we'll see how she does when she gets back. She's coming in right now. How'd it go? How's work?
Oh, I'm good.
Good. Copper's really happy. You happy, Copper? Anyways, hope you have a good one. We're gonna have a good evening together. Valentine's Day. So hope you have a good one. Don't forget to look in the description below. I'll catch you later. God bless.